messing up again. Okay. Welcome, everybody, to Toadstool Tarot. Happy Thanksgiving. I'm sure many of you are busy in preparation for the day, for a big feast. But I'm here to share with you decks I'm thankful for and other things I'm thankful for, and to be with people who don't have people to be with today. I'm far from family and don't have too much family left. And all my friends, I think, are pretty busy. So I don't know if there's going to be too many in here today in the chat. I'm hoping that this stream has popped, and trying to see if anybody has come into the chat room yet. And I don't see anybody yet, but that's okay. So, things I'm thankful for. Well, first, let me say happy Thanksgiving to you all. And Thanksgiving is the day that a lot of people start getting ready for Christmas, sometimes even before that. And some people even put up their trees around Thanksgiving. In fact, I was at the grocery a few days ago, and the Christmas tree selling guy had his trees up, or some of his trees up, ready for sale. And I thought, this seems a little bit early. But I thought I would come on with you, and you can help me set up my tree, okay? Ready? You can help me decorate my tree and turn on the lights. So, 1, 2, 3, and Christmas tree. Here we go. Got my lights on, changing colors, fully decorated. Put that aside on a shelf. So I have a challenge for you today. Made my list and everything. Decks to be thankful for. I also have a walkthrough coming up of the Mushroom Hunters Tarot, which is a first deck that I'm thankful for. And I'll just a little bit of a tease. I'll show you more of this later. And yeah. Let me juggle my banners here. Decks to be thankful for. Hello, Hillary. Yeah, the tree is low maintenance. I'm pretty much that way these days in my tiny home. I don't have much space left. What you see behind me is indicative of the rest of the place. It's floor to ceiling shelves full of things. Not even much in the way of like table space or anything, and no floor room. So I have a few little mini trees, some brass bells that are shaped like trees that I drag out around Christmas, and my little wax tree that I showed that's battery operated. I like things that do twinkle or change color. So decks that I'm thankful for. I'm going to show you actually just a few before I go into the rest of the rest of the challenge. So I had the Mushroom Hunters Tarot, which I'm going to show you later in a full walkthrough. I have the CS Tarot, the mini version. Not sure what they call this version, actually. Conrad Stain Tarot. Oh, no, I got the wrong, grabbed the wrong one here. Where's my little, I'm a little disorganized as usual. Here, it's in this bag. The only thing, there are two things I don't like about this deck. One is I'm not fond of the bluish tinged edges because it's a really warm colored deck, and the blue kind of gives a frosty tinge somehow to the warmth of the deck. But you know, see Conrad Stain's tarot, so you know what these look like. Really beautiful, warm, and sort of warm golden borders. And I love this particular size. It's sort of like playing card size. The other thing I don't like about it, besides the blue edges, I love everything else, is that it didn't come in a box. It came shrink wrapped from MPC. And I can't find a perfect size box for this because it's smaller. Now, I got some plastic boxes like this, but they're for playing card decks. And so it's not deep enough to hold this deck. Even though the border size is right, the depth of the deck is too deep to fit in this box. So I have to store it in a bag, which is okay if you can get a bag snug enough that the cards don't slip and slide and potentially bend or crease. So that's one deck that I'm thankful for. The reason I like this size is it tucks into a pocket of my shoulder bag easily. So when I go out and about to cafes and things and read, I have it handy at hand. And it replaced my Radiant Wise Radiant Wise Spirit Mini, which I used to carry in my shoulder bag. It's RWS too, but I think I like this one better. The next one I'm thankful for is my own first deck, the Open Face Tarot. Now, I have about 4 or 5 decks out that I've released, and I don't feel the same way with the others as I do about this. I'm particularly grateful for this deck. It came sort of out of the blue, sort of impromptu inspiration one Sunday morning in May, and I scribbled out these 22 cards in the span of 4 hours. I feel like I sort of channeled the deck from somewhere. I almost can't even take credit for it. And it's not perfect, but it's perfect for me. I have several size versions of this and some with titles, but somehow this little one, this mini size one, is just, I don't know, it feels really good, and it's just kind of the perfect size deck for me. And it just feels slick and slippery and just really nice and cozy. Hi, Gerald. Happy Thanksgiving. And then let's see, 1, 2, 3. The fourth deck that I'm thankful for is the Carte Postale Tarot. This is fairly new to me. It came out this past year. And I can't remember where it came from. I want to say like Estonia or Russia or Lithuania or somewhere in the northern Europe or Asia. Came in a nice box. And this one is like old-fashioned picture postcards. Like, I love this. This is kind of my favorite Seven of Swords in any deck. This like sneaky guy peeking around the corner, sort of like spying on you. We've got a very cute Six of Cups here with these two children playing at a table, having a tea party. This old crone with a basket, the Ten of Wands. This Six of Wands crossing the river by moonlight in a boat. And one of two cards of Lovers. I really like this deck. Took me a long time to get it because it came, when they come from Asia or Northern Europe, some of those countries, it gets a little snagged in the mail, in the postal system. So you have to be patient, but sometimes it's worth the wait. And the last of my decks to be thankful for is the Tarot Nova or Running Press Tarot. It's got a couple different names. And it's a little deck like this. It's out of print, but you can still find it places. And I just really like small kind of pocket-sized decks. And this one is RWS, but it's a little bit different in some of the images and messaging. Very cute. I love the black backgrounds and the bright colors and the kind of simplicity of it. So those are my sort of, at the moment, top decks to be thankful for. Now we're going to get into a more of a, hi Emma and Mimi. Now we're going to get into more of the challenge. I mean, this was number one on the list, decks to be thankful for. I couldn't pick just one, so there you had about, what, 4 or 5. So, Gerald asks, what's the name of that deck again? And now I don't know which one he's talking about. I'm going to have them all listed in the description below, or I think I already do have them. It might not be in order, but I had the Mushroom Hunters Tarot, which I'm going to do a full walkthrough at the end here. The CS Tarot Mini, the Open Face Tarot, the Carte Postale Tarot, and the Tarot Nova, or Running Press, just called the Tarot, published by Running Press. So the second prompt, and this is more into the Thanksgiving meal kind of a hashtag or whatever. But so number one was decks to be thankful for. The second one is, what deck is a sweet potato? And you can list your sweet potato decks in the chat if you like. What I mean by what deck is a sweet potato is what deck is soft and gentle and sweet and just kind of like like a little sweet, warm hug. It's just sort of gentle and really enjoyable. And for me, that one is the Lunne, which I'm keeping in this sort of beautiful leatherette case. This is one of my top 5 all-time favorites, with the beautiful backs and the gentle imagery. I'm hoping not to keep you all here too long today, or show too many cards. I know sometimes people get overwhelmed when you show a lot of cards from a number of decks. Just want to give you a little sampling, a little idea of the quality of these decks, the sensibility. So that is the Lunne, which is my sweet potato deck. Number 3. Oh, I should check with you first, shouldn't I? I'm still not very good with these, juggling these different tabs and things. Okay, I don't see anybody putting any in, so here we go. Number 3 is, what deck reads like stuffing? And for me, that one is the Jack-o'-lantern Tarot. What I mean by reads like stuffing is full of a lot of stuff. Like you have a deck and there's lots of images or lots of symbols in it, or there's perhaps something in the arrangement of images or concepts in the deck that's a little overwhelming. It's almost too much. It's stuffed, jam-packed full of stuff. And the Jack-o'-lantern Tarot has a lot of symbols in each card. And it's an autumn deck too, because of all the jack-o'-lanterns. Now, I don't own the Spirit Keepers Tarot, but if I did, that would definitely be a reads like stuffing deck, because it also is full of symbols and images. Gerald doesn't have the Lunne yet. I recommend it, highly recommend it. M.A. the Grey would go with Medieval Europe Tarot as the stuffing deck, okay? Hillary would be the Voyager, I get that. Or the Medieval Scapini, okay? All right. The next one is, what deck is pure gravy? For me, the gravy really makes the stuffing and the mashed potatoes. If you have that sort of thing with your Thanksgiving meal. And I would say it's the Golden Art Nouveau Tarot, because it's really kind of over the top. It's got beautifully ornate backs. Oddly, it's not gilt-edged because it's got gold foiling in the imagery. And this is a deck that last year, or maybe it was the year before, whatever year it came out, I said would be a really good stocking stuffer because it's got all the glitz and glamour, all the glitter. Reminds me of a fully decorated Christmas tree with all the ornaments. So this is a deck that I'd say if you need to get a deck for someone and they don't have it, this is kind of a, a glittery little ornament of a deck that's perfect for Christmas stocking stuffer. And it's kind of the gravy in your Thanksgiving dinner. It's RWS, but very kind of theatrically melodramatic. The images are sort of like zoomed in a little bit closer, and the expressions on the faces are very kind of Sarah Bernhardt, just like very dramatic. Gerald says, definitely Spirit Keeper's Tarot for stuffing. Okay. The next one is, what deck is cranberry sauce? Now, for me, cranberry sauce is an acquired taste. So the acquired taste for me is the Tarot des Ozarks. Which is a beautiful, beautiful deck, but it's very much Tarot de Marseille. And Tarot de Marseille is an acquired taste for some. The other is, this isn't strictly speaking a Tarot de Marseille. It's kind of contemporary art nod to Tarot de Marseille. It's actually absolutely gorgeous. And if you're an RWS reader, it might be a bit of a helping of cranberry sauce for you. It's really colorful, a little bit tart, and maybe a little bit hard to read if you don't know Marseille. But once you've acquired a taste for it, it's quite delicious. I didn't mean to show you so many cards, but it's so pretty. This one I've got in a tin, a window tin. You can find these on Amazon. You can get 10 of them for about 20 bucks, which is great. And I label the sides when they're on my shelf so I can find them easier. I've also got the tin in a Peggy bag. I love that color and pattern. And then, sorry, let me check back with you. Gerald likes the cranberry deck. He thinks he looked into adding it to his collection when I previously shared it. Yeah, it's really pretty, the Tarot des Ozarks. Let's see. And let's see. Hillary says, would it be tasteless to think the zombie tarot for cranberry sauce? I don't think so. And this is personal to you. So it's whatever you think is maybe not approachable or maybe not likable at first glance, or maybe a little bit off-putting, but you end up growing to love it. That kind of thing. Okay. And the last, what deck is a real turkey? This was difficult because no one ever wants to put a deck down, really, but and I struggled to come up with one because there are decks that I reviewed when I first got them that I actually loved, and then later they sort of went out of favor with me, or I traded or sold them off. Now this one I've kept. It's such an oddity. Actually, this one is the Happy Star Tarot. This one came from Russia, and it took so long to arrive that I reported it missing. I think it was like 3 months or something. And then they, sent me a new copy, which came in about a week. And within that next week, when they said they'd send another, the first one showed up. And I mentioned it to them, and they just said, well, keep it, keep the second one. So I have two. So if anybody wants a copy of this, wants to buy a copy, let me know. But the reason I say it's a real turkey is it's RWS based, and the illustrations are really nice, but they're really kind of effed up as far as the RWS goes. These are the backs. The whole deck is in a kind of a blue theme. But what I mean by it's effed up is the some of the cards are twisted round in the RWS system. They follow the system. It's just like the number assignment is bizarre. Like here's the 4 of Cups, which is an image which we would normally read as the 7 of Cups. I don't know why it's the 4 of Cups in this deck. And then here we have the 7 of Cups, which would be the 4 of Cups in a regular RWS deck. So I don't know what's up with that. But it's got some beautiful images in it. I love the colors and the illustrations. It has a kind of a nighttime feel to it, a lot of the cards, maybe because the blue in the sky is generally pretty dark. Not in this card, but weird expressions on these sun kids' faces. A little like the creepy baby in the usual tarot. The other thing is these are not strictly speaking glossy, sort of this more of a sheen. But I believe there's at least one, if not 2 cards in the deck that are glossy. And I don't know why that is. That's really bizarre. I can't seem to find it at the moment. But it's kind of like as if they did 2 different printing runs or something and mixed them together. And I checked both my copies of the deck, and they both have the same issue. So I don't know what that is, but I Can't seem to find it now at the moment. But it's weird that, you would have several cards in a deck where the number assignment is switched around with the visual, and a couple of the cards are glossy and the rest are just, sheen. I don't know. That's why I call this deck a real turkey. Now, a real turkey would be a deck that you were disappointed with, or you just don't like. Some people love turkey, and some it's just, it's dry meat. It just, I actually, if I'm going to have a bird, I'd rather have chicken than turkey. Gerald says he'd be taking a Sharpie to that and fixing those. Yeah. Mimi asks if this is a tag I created. I did. I just came up with it last night. So, okay, let me get rid of this banner. So that is my hashtag challenge. If you want to do that, just to kind of, dealing with Thanksgiving, revisiting decks that you're thankful for, the ones you're most grateful for, but also which ones correspond to different elements of a Thanksgiving dinner. And you may even come up with additional ones like, which deck is pumpkin pie, or what else to have? Which is the green bean casserole, of the Thanksgiving dinner. If you do, add them on there and tag me, or put a hashtag on it. I'll check back, and I'm curious to see what you guys come up with. But that's something to get you started. Now for the walkthrough. This is a deck I most recently got, and I'm very thankful for. This is the Mushroom Hunters Tarot, created by Joe Buckley. I think he's in Washington or Oregon. No, I might be right. No, yeah, I think he's in Washington. And he had a Kickstarter on this last spring, and I don't do Kickstarters, but I said, please keep me informed. And it was due to come out in October or November. So it just came out. I just got it. It's RWS inspired. And at the time, I was looking for a mushroom related tarot deck and was not finding. I found one or two, but they weren't really to my liking. And in the meantime, I got kind of antsy, and I created my own signature deck, the Toadstool Tarot, which you can find at MPC. And if you go through my channel listings, you'll see reviews of it. And in fact, Gerald helped me consider some of the imagery when I was creating the deck. So this one comes in a nice sturdy 2-part lift-off box. It's got a really extensive little white book, which is very helpful if you are a mushroom hunter, because it has one page each for all the mushrooms that are depicted on the cards, and it gives you biological, is that the right word? No, horticultural, I guess, detailed information about the mushrooms, I guess, which are edible, which ones aren't, or which ones are hallucinogenic. So if you're interested in all that, that's really helpful. I think it might be more, it does have a disclaimer in there, like, don't go by these images in terms of consuming mushrooms, because it can be really risky. So just so you know, be forewarned. And then there's also a paragraph of the meaning of the card and a handful of keywords. It's not illustrated. But now the cards, these are the backs. This again is a deck that's not glossy. It's matte actually, and there's a little bit of a sheen. These are borderless cards, and they follow the RWS system. And I love the fact that actually they use the backgrounds for the RWS on the cards, and they even use Pixie's font. Let me switch back to the comments here. Neither of Debbie's boys have ever dated a girl who likes turkey. Gerald, I like turkey that has been well prepared. Gerald was going to ask me which deck is my pie deck. I don't know. I mean, my pie deck. I have to think about that some more, because when I think of pie, I think of like something that's a favorite. And I guess for me, my favorite would probably be either my open face tarot or the Lunne. But I've already used those in other things. I guess because the open face was under the decks I'm thankful for listings, that would probably be my pie deck. Maybe. I don't know. Here's the Magician. So this is a really these look like pancakes, don't they? The High Priestess. Now this deck isn't for everybody, but and I got it partially because my channel's called Toadstool Tarot, and I felt like maybe I needed at least one good mushroom deck. But I love how, like, you know, it's sort of non-representational. It's just mushrooms. But they have that nod to the RWS with the font and the backgrounds from the RWS. And I love the illustration style, line art, and the colors. It's colorful, but sort of muted, bright colors. I think also Hillary's pie deck would be the Housewife Tarot. Yeah. Hey, Jackie, Scott. I think this is funny. It's like if you find the mushrooms a little bit off-putting, the Rider-Waite-Smith backgrounds kind of welcome you in, make you feel a little bit more comforted by the deck. I think if I had one complaint about this, it would be the cardstock. It's that really thick card quality stuff that a lot of decks are doing these days, and a lot of people love it. I don't love it. I actually like the really flexible, slick sheen kind of card style, card quality. But all the publishers seem to be moving away from that these days. And this thicker cardstock makes for a thicker deck too. It's, I don't know, you can't tell. Some people might find some of these images a bit off-putting. But then a lot of mushrooms and toadstools are off-putting. And sometimes I can be off-putting. Speaking of pudding, I recently found my favorite pudding, butterscotch pudding, in a grocery not too far away. My local grocery doesn't have it. And the day I was eating it, I was watching a medical show on TV. I can't remember which one. And one of the hospital patients was overdosing, not overdosing, that's the wrong word. She was like really pigging out on the hospital's butterscotch pudding. I thought that was funny. Here's the world card, and we see huge numbers of mushrooms clustered around this tree for the world. Coincidentally, that's kind of the way I approach the world in my toadstool tarot. I had a cluster of mushrooms. Now we get on to the suits. Here's the wands. Oh, and if you're not fond of the mushrooms, stick around for the courts because they do have interesting people in it. Now, what are we talking about? Oh, I guess they're talking about the Housewives Tarot. Oops. This isn't, oh, here's my, what do you call it? Boy, I'm really fumbling with my words today. I'm so out of practice. My significator, I was thinking representational. It's my significator card in the deck, the Three of Wands. It's very alien kind of, particularly this one. This looks like something out of Alien, the movie. I hope I never run into a mushroom that looks like that. And some people won't be able to work with this. Just like I generally don't work well with herbal decks or plant-oriented decks or even animal decks. But now I've gotten to the point where I work more from the labeling on the cards or the numbering on the cards, and then just use the image as a kind of an extra layer. So here we have the Ten of Wands. Hillary says, I think this deck is really cute. Hang on, what's going on with the Ace of Wands? Now we get to the courts. Now these are cute, really cute courts. I suspect a lot of people would rush to buy this deck just for the courts if all the other cards had characters in them depicted like this. So here we have the Page of Wands. Here we have the Knight of Wands. Here's the Queen of Wands. She looks from, what deck is it? Is it This Might Hurt or Modern Witch or something? Has illustrated qualities like this. The King of Wands is a cute gnome. Now we go to the cups. Ace of Cups. Two of Cups. Three of Cups, very cute. Oh, I was also going to say this could be a stuffing deck. Now, lots of people have different recipes for stuffing. And I thought, well, No, mushrooms could be a side dish at Thanksgiving, and some people put mushrooms in their stuffing. Some people put in chestnuts or other kinds of nuts. I had a great stuffing at a restaurant a couple of years back at a Polish restaurant that had, I think it had chicken liver and chestnuts or something. It was really delicious. Oh, bye, Hillary. Oh, I also should indicate that if you're not sure what they are just by counting, like this one, if you could tell it's cups. Up here, you've got a bowl shape or cup shaped symbol under the number. So, and I forgot to show you, they have it on the edge of the box. These are the symbols that they have under the numbers for pentacles, swords, cups, and wands. See here, I mean, Pixie's background, they even used her moon. Oh, now the quartz from cups. Is she cute? Or he? They? Page of Cups. Knight of Cups. Queen of Cups. King of Cups. I actually like the people in this deck a lot. I could actually go for a whole other deck with people on every cards in addition to the mushrooms. Now we have the, where are we? Swords. Two of Swords. Three of Swords. I love this Four of Swords. This guy, like the guy reclining in the crypt. We've got this little mushroom on the cutting board. And this is cute too, the Six of Swords. It's kind of a boat made out of a mushroom by the water. Thanks, Jackie. Scott likes people in his decks too. Agree that would be perfect for that one. Yeah, I've recently gotten, I used to reject all non-representational decks. And I did a little short video not too long ago about basically saying there's only one tarot, really. And if you know the system, you can read them all. So it almost doesn't matter what the images are if you know the tarot system. It's all the same deck, really. But it's sort of that extra layer of intuitive interpretation that you get from different images on different decks. But if you can read by the labels, you don't even need the images. You could just have cards with 78 cards with label listings on them. Here we have the Page of Swords, the Knight of Swords, the Queen of Swords, and the King of Swords. I was going to do a separate walkthrough of this, and then I decided, because it's new and it's the deck I'm thankful for because of Thanksgiving and how mushrooms could fit into the Thanksgiving meal, I thought I'd just throw it on the end of my tag challenge. And this actually could fall under the number 5. What deck is cranberry sauce or an acquired taste? I think this could be the cranberry sauce deck. And see, I mean, you wouldn't know by looking at this card necessarily what it is. So there's your symbol, Pentacle, 6 of Pentacles. Oh, here's a little dog in the 8. It's cute. See, I think it kind of works, actually, having a character in there along with the symbols. Not sure what a little dog in a tree have to do with the 8 of Pentacles, though. I need to think on that, because the 8 is usually building or working or being industrious. Not sure how industrious that little dog is at the moment. And here we have the Page of Pentacles. This deck's creepy baby and a little pig or big pig. The Knight. The Queen. And the King. Hello, Carmen. Hello, I like people too and am an RWS fanatic. Truffle hunting pig, says Gerald. Yeah. So I won't keep you on any longer. It's been a little under an hour, but that really, that's the Mushroom Hunters Tarot, and that's my hashtag, decks to be thankful for. And I would love it if some of you would tackle the questions in the tag, and I'll check back with you. And I hope everybody has a great holiday if you celebrate the holiday. And I don't do these solo live things anymore. It's been a long time since I've done one. And I always end up feeling like I've muddled through it all. But, you know, it is what it is. Maybe I'll do another one between now and Christmas. Or maybe I'll partner with somebody in a live. I haven't done that in a while, and it gets hard to find people I can schedule with. My time is open, but everybody's very busy. So, yeah, have a great day. Have a great month. Boy, is it going by fast or what? It feels like it was just Halloween and we're already at Thanksgiving. And I know between now and Christmas, the time is going to fly by. So happy Thanksgiving, everybody, and I hope to see you soon. Bye.